I walked in on one of Joey's training sessions the other day and saw her shadow boxing in the corner. She's been pestering Joey to teach her to feint and jab. Joey likes to have someone look after him, fussing about whether or not he's getting enough sleep and eating enough fiber and all those other grandmotherly things. That morning, before Zed appeared, my mom and dad had left town for a few days to look at lakefront property up north. Arnold had told us that investing some of my earnings in land would be a good idea. Grandma was staying at her house to keep an eye on me while they were gone, so after Joey's workout, she brought Joey and Zed back to my house. Zed's broken-down pickup truck towed an ancient camper. He parked next to Joey's old station wagon in our driveway. Grandma is amazing and fun, but there are times when she makes no sense. Still, if you think really hard, you can usually figure out what she means. When she said, "I've always despised the taste and texture of olives," and gestured to this dirty, hairy Zed person as he climbed out of his truck, I couldn't figure out what Zed and olives had in common. But I got a bad feeling. I think I have a good sense of whether or not a person can be trusted. For instance, I knew right off the bat that Arnold, my stockbroker, and Pasquale, my lawn mowing business partner, were good guys. And even though Joey Powell is large and slightly terrifying in appearance, I appreciated his good qualities immediately. I didn't get the same vibe from Zed. "Good to meet you." Zed stuck his hand out and I forced myself to shake his grubby paw. "Your granny told me how you sponsor Joey." "I did?" Grandma looked a little perplexed. "Oh, well, it's like I always say. People who are cut from the same cloth can't see the forest for the trees." "I know a little something about the boxing biz." Zed threw a few fake punches and zipped his feet back and forth like he was bobbing and weaving to avoid an opponent in the ring. Grandma beamed at him. Joey wasn't paying any attention. He was petting the neighbor's cat. Next to the cat, Joey looked, as always, ginormous. I turned back to Zed, who had made himself comfortable in my mother's lawn chair. He leaned back, farted once, burped twice, and gave a mighty scratch in an area most parents urge toddlers not to touch in public. Charming. I moved upwind once I caught a whiff of him. "So, where do you live?" I asked. "Oh, here and there. I was passing through town and heard about my cuz Joey from a buddy." "Uh-huh. What exactly did you hear?" "I heard Joey's getting ready for a big fight. Bruiser bulk, ain't he the upper Midwest heavyweight champ? From what I hear, Joey's got a shot at taking the title." I looked over at Grandma and Joey. She'd put her hands up in front of her face, and Joey was very gently tapping them with loose fists as she taunted him. "Is that all you've got? Come on, let's see some speed and power." Never mind that if Joey so much as flicked her with his forefinger and thumb, he'd propel her into next week. I looked back at Zed, who had been studying me with the same look that I see in the neighbor's cat's eyes when she watches baby birds learning to fly. "I heard how you got stinking rich this summer." Zed smiled, and I got a chill down my spine when I saw his teeth. They looked like he'd sharpened them with a file. I thought, I'm not the only one who needs someone to keep an eye on them for the next few days. "So, what do you do for a living?" I asked. "Oh, this and that. I'm between jobs now, and it seems to me Joey could use a good corner man, and who's better to have on your side than family? Plus, I don't go all squeamish at the sight of blood and guts." "Uh-huh." "Hey, bud." Zed looked around and nodded. "You got a nice spread. Figure I can park my rig here? The parking lot at Joey's place don't have much room." "You could, probably stay here while you're in town for a few days, I guess, because Joey's real busy getting ready for the fight. And I'd rather have you where I can see you," I silently finished. Looking out for Joey's interests was part of my sponsorship responsibilities. "That's real sporting of you, pal. Don't mind if I do." Zed looked way too happy about the chance to park in our driveway. I broke up Grandma and Joey's boxing lesson. Zed's going to park here for a few days. Grandma didn't seem to be bothered that we had just brought down the property values of the entire neighborhood by offering to host this rusted-out piece of garbage. Meanwhile, Joey helped Zed plug in the world's longest extension cord from his camper to our garage. Then Joey took off for his mid-morning training session, not to be confused with his early morning.